Hello, everyone. This is Nick Dreyfus here, and welcome back to The Digital Dilemma. If you've been following along, we've been diving into a series on AI for business, exploring how tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, and automation are reshaping the way companies operate. But today, I want to slow things down and talk about something far less flashy, yet absolutely critical: your company's AI policy. Because here's the truth: your employees are already using AI. Your vendors are also already using AI. And if you don't have guardrails in place, you're gambling with your company's data, reputation, and compliance. Now, I'm going to walk you through an AI policy that should include the key questions every CEO needs to ask and how to start creating one that actually works in the real world. Now, let's start with the why. An AI policy isn't about control, it's about clarity. It sets the boundaries for how your employees, contractors, and partners use AI responsibly. Every week, I meet with leaders who think they're not really using AI yet. But when you dig deeper, you realize someone in the marketing department is using ChatGPT to write social posts. Someone else in HR, they're using it for job descriptions. And someone in operations is passing that data into an AI spreadsheet as a plugin, creating all kinds of problems. This means sensitive information is already out there. Samsung just recently learned the hard way when employees leaked confidential source code into ChatGPT. Apple had to restrict its use internally. If billion-dollar companies are making these mistakes, imagine what's happening in smaller organizations and, even worse, the ones with no policy at all. So the question isn't should we have an AI policy, it's why haven't we created one yet? Now, if you're starting to scratch, here are the 5 pillars every AI policy should include. And for each one, I'll give the CEO reflection question to help you think about it the right way. So first, let's start with the purpose and principles. We obviously always want to start with why. Why is your company going to be using AI? Is it in efficiency, innovation, better decision making? This sets the tone. It aligns AI with your mission, but not just in operations. Now, what part of our company's mission or culture should AI enhance? And what parts should it never replace? These are really good questions that when you put together a team that's going to document and understand who is going to govern each different department in reference to the AI, bring in those quality leaders that are doing the hard work or very close to the people that are doing the hard work day in and day out. Those are going to be the best people to help lead with what AI is doing today, what it can do tomorrow, and where you need to set limits. Now, in and on that policy, we actually want to write that out. We also want a purpose for using AI because it needs to be 2 basic reasons. Our purpose for using AI, it's to accomplish X because of Y. It should be that simple and plain and simple that you can put that into words. Now, that sentence alone will guide every decision that follows. Now, number 2, approved tools. Next, define what AI tools are officially approved for use. These should be vetted by your IT or cybersecurity team and reviewed quarterly. Because AI tools evolve quickly, and one update can completely change the risk level. So, do I actually know what AI tools my employees are already using today and what data they're feeding into them? That question usually gets silence in most boardrooms because most CEOs don't actually know. So we want to make sure what are going to be the approved tools. And again, it's not just AI or your IT team and your cybersecurity team. You also want quality people in the different departments that are also helping verify, check what we can and cannot do in the realm of AI, because we also don't want to slow business down. If you're not deploying AI right now, we're hearing statistics that in 2 years, you may not have a business. And also, shadow AI is real. If you don't track it, you can't control it. In your policy, list your approved tools and make sure everyone knows the difference between company approved and personal use AI apps. Number 3, data usage rules. This is the heart of your policy. Spell it out. What data is safe to use in AI system and what is completely off limits? No client information, no HR data, no financial files. If it's sensitive, anonymize it or skip it altogether. If one of my employees copied a client email or a financial file into ChatGPT right now, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? And how would I even know it did happen? This is an excellent question to ask yourself and your team because it is going to happen to somebody. Let's have that provision of what we do in case that does happen, or what is a great way to prevent that from happening. That question absolutely exposes the gap between trust and accountability. You need both. Now, on to number 4, third-party vendor compliance. This is absolutely paramount. You can have airtight internal policies, but if your vendors don't follow those same rules, you're still completely exposed. Every third party from your marketing agency to your IT partner should sign off on your AI standards. It's the same as cybersecurity insurance. Your weakest link can cost you the absolute most. Now, question to reflect on. Do our vendors and contractors use AI tools? And if they do, are they following our standards or theirs? Or is it at least listed out that they will never use AI tools? That way, if you find that they are, you have grounds for termination. If you don't know, that's your next phone call after this episode. Your AI policy should require all vendors to sign an acknowledgement form that they comply with on using your data handling and AI use guidelines. Now on to number 5, training and accountability. Even the best policy fails if people don't understand it. Training is where you make it real. Hold a short session, 30 minutes tops, to explain what's allowed, what's not, and why it matters. Then when employees digitally sign the acknowledgement form and you revisit annually, it's just like cybersecurity training. I would say let's make sure we really define why it matters. Because if trade secrets get out in the wild and your company has new competition, your company can go out of business. If you're out of business, that means they're out of a job. So when employees and team members understand what's at risk for the organization, they're going to be far more apt to not violate this law and make sure they're doing their part to help the company. When was the last time we updated our employee training to use AI ethics and responsible use? Now, if it's never, start now. And don't treat it as a punishment, treat it as empowerment. You're giving your team confidence to use AI responsibly, and that's the goal here. Again, if you're not using AI in 2 to 3 years, we may see a whole plethora of companies going out of business. Once you've drafted your policy, the rollout is simple. Start with education, not enforcement. Please don't focus on the enforcement, just constantly educating. It will be a process for your team and your organization to understand this new culture of how we're doing things. Host a short company-wide session. Walk people through examples of what's okay and then what's not. Show them real risks, like client data can end up training public AI models. Then distribute your policy through a secure digital form and collect signatures. And remember, it's a living document. Revisit it every quarter as laws evolve and new tools enter your ecosystem. So here's your CEO challenge for this week. Pull your leadership team together and ask, do we have an AI policy that protects us, empowers our people, and includes our vendors? Because in 2025, we didn't know won't protect you from liability. AI isn't the threat. Carelessness is. If you want a head start, you put together a free AI policy starter template and CEO reflection worksheet. You can download it from the show notes and or almost anywhere on the internet. We'll walk you through each step of these actions step by step in many tutorials that you can find on the internet. Now, that's all for the Digital Dilemma. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Nick Dreyfus, helping you navigate the gray area between technology and common sense. See you next week, and we're going to talk about how to audit your team's AI usage and uncover what tools they're really using behind the scenes. Till then, stay curious, stay smart, and stay secure.